What's up, guys? This is Carter Thomas, Coin Mastery TV. Make sure you go and watch us on YouTube. Watch me on YouTube, I should say, at coinmastery.com/YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell so you get notified. And also, if you're interested in getting the newsletter in PDF, go to coinmastery.com/invest and sign up. Thanks so much, everybody. Really great response yesterday. Thanks for all the emails from around the questions that I was asking about investing and what you'd invest in and what you're interested in terms of funding and things like that. We'll talk about that a little bit more, but just want to give you guys a big shout out and thank you for that. Appreciate it. Today, I'm gonna try something a little different. I'm gonna try doing a little bit shorter of a video, which some of you may like, some of you may not like, I don't know. But I want to try doing this for a few days just to see how, what works best for the audience and which one gets consumed more often, which one's just going to really deliver more value for you guys in the long term. So today I want to talk about a few things. We'll talk about a little bit about what's going on in crypto today. We're going to talk a little bit about AdEx. We're going to talk about the market cap. Talk about something Brian Anderson put up yesterday. He's the founder of Coinbase. And then I want to talk really about just that hedge fund idea, right? This investment idea. I'm really into this, and I think that it's going to help you guys a lot, and it's going to dovetail into this idea of trading versus holding and asset management, which is at the end of the day, what really means is for you, what are you doing that is going to be the most profitable endeavor in crypto, right? It's Wednesday, August 23rd at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And right now is arguably the best time ever to be in this business, and arguably the beginning of what will be the biggest financial revolution of our entire lives. The real question that all of us should be asking at any given moment, this is the question I ask myself 100 times a day, is that what is the most profitable way to capitalize on this? And that's really what I'm seeing this whole coin mastery idea is becoming, is an exercise in answering that. Is it trading? Is it holding? Is it putting into a rebalancing portfolio? Is it getting ICO deals? I don't know. I mean, you guys are watching me learn this as you learn it. And hopefully we're making good decisions. We're investing right. It's been really profitable so far for myself and hopefully for many of you. But that's what I'm realizing this is all about. And that's how I want to help you guys, is how do we use research and analysis and math and the actual, provable, as much as you can prove in crypto, what's the best way to capitalize on this? It doesn't matter if you have 10 bucks or 10 million bucks. What's going to get the best returns? Because I think that question is the right question to ask right now. I think the wrong question is, where's the money? What should I chase right now to potentially see some money coming in the short term? The real question is, how do I build or invest in the most profitable way possible? So I just want to, that's where I'm starting to see this click, right? That's where this is all coming together, because I'm not really a trader. I'm not really a holder, not really an ICO guy. I'm not really a hedge fund or a fund person. What it really comes down to is that question. And that's what this is going to be. I want to keep hammering on that question over and over, because I personally think that is the most important question that all of us can ask for the next year, 2 years, however long we do this, right? So let's start by checking out, what's going on in the daily markets. Last night there was, Stratus had a quick pump. I got pretty excited when this shot up. I don't know if this is a pump and dump for sure. The volume looks like it might have been, but while it was happening, the order books looked a little bit different than a pump and dump. Often with pump and dumps, it's up and down. This looks more like what's been happening with other coins when someone's trying to jumpstart it more than they're just trying to profit off of it. So if I had to guess, that it was probably one or a small group of people, but they're probably not trying to make profit on this. They're probably trying to get this thing to move up to page one on Bittrex to get the network effect. That's my best guess. Did a good amount of research, but I couldn't find any one thing to prove that. But it was good to watch. I think what it really matters for all of us, for you guys, for myself, if you hold it, if you don't hold it, is that everything is going to happen at some point. It's just, it's not always going to happen all at once. It may be a big skyrocket here, there, skyrocket there, and it may feel like it's never going to come for the coin that you own. Maybe you own, I don't know, Litecoin or Quantum or Monero. I mean, whatever you own. And you're like, man, when's my big thing going to happen? And I think it's important to remember that the good products will always come back. It will. Like, that's the nature of this this market. And the fact that Stratus has been around for a while, right? Obviously, they had a huge run up this year, but they have a killer platform. Like, they have a really good product. But it's just good to see that thing sort of spike. Ripple is obviously the real big news. My thoughts on Ripple, which is kind of what everyone wants to know. I don't own any Ripple. I'm personally, I'm not, put it this way. I look at what Ripple does. Ripple is a payment for banks. That's really their thing, right? That's their tagline. My question is, when in history have banks ever done or invested in a technology or a service or anything that makes other people rich? When has that ever been part of a bank's business model? The answer is never. In fact, it's the opposite of that, right? Banks are in business of not making people rich. It's about storing wealth so that you can pay banks, right? Like, they take money from people, without getting whatever political about this, but that's what banks do. So I look at things like Ripple, and I'm like, why would a bank ever say, okay, well, the days of making all this billions of dollars, those are done. Let's pump it all into this currency so these 800,000 people that own it all can get super rich. Like, they're not going to do that. They're either going to create their own blockchain, or they're going to tank the way that they're going to flood Ripple, dilute the hell out of it so nobody makes money, so that people have to use it through their service where they can make money. I don't know. But that's what I think. As a pure trade, it is what it is. I know. You can go look at the charts all you want. That's what I have with Lumen. I think Lumen is better because it's a little different, right? It has different advisors. It has like Naval Ravikant, a few other guys. For the people, I should say, they have the CEO of Stripe, the founder of Stripe, what's his name? Young guy, lives here in San Francisco. But they have a different model. They're a nonprofit, and they're approaching it differently. But I didn't buy Lumen as a long-term, this is going to go to the moon. I bought it because the bell curve was way down, went way down. Now it's potentially coming back. Who knows what's going to happen to it? But banks are not going to let you get rich. It's not what they do. They will defend their money more than anybody else will. So that's what I think about it. That's why the Lumen that I do own, which is as close to Ripple as you can really get, is purely a scalp trade that I'm going to sell it. The second I get that 25% on it, which I'm pretty close to, I'm going to get my money back and let that thing just do whatever. So that's what I think. I think the other thing is Litecoin's been getting a lot of attention. When you look at the list of coins that have been getting the big spikes, it's really all been coming from Korea, right? All the money's been coming from the Korean markets, and Litecoin seems to be the only one that hasn't gone yet, or hasn't been pumped by the Korean markets. Litecoin also has SegWit already activated, which Bitcoin is about to get, maybe today, I think, maybe today or tomorrow, one of the two. And so it'd be interesting. I think there might be a little bit of activity around Litecoin. I can't say it's going to go up or down because inherently Litecoin is it just kind of front runs a few of Bitcoin's major movements, and so Bitcoin's I don't really know. So we'll leave it at that. Is there anything else? I think the last one, which I posted on Twitter this morning, is AdEx, which, every morning I always go through probably, every morning and night, I go through probably like 15 of these. And all I do is just simple Fibonacci, which, by the way, everybody who commented, emailed, hit me up on YouTube and let me know that I did this reverse the wrong way. I started from the top. You're supposed to start from the bottom. Thanks for that. I didn't realize that. And so when you told me that, I started doing it differently. And what I do now, what I do is I start at the bottom. Like, I guess that's not really the best chart, but you guys get the picture. You start it right where the first run starts to go. So I guess technically it should be a little bit higher than that. Let me flip that just to get it. Guys want to get good, make it look a little bit better than that. All right, move this over. So go to select tool, hit Fibonacci. Let's go right there. And then you go up to the top. If you look at this first bracket, it's 61.8 or 38.2 if you flip it or whatever. This typically signals a really good buy zone right around here. Some trading has this reversed on the bottom where it shows like the really good buy zone, which is typically the first set of resistance. But if you're interested in AdEx, that can be a good one to check out. If you want to try this, go into Bittrex, pull up your 10 favorite coins or 10 whatever coins and just run this Fibonacci chart off of go to the last big run, go to the highest all-time high and try to see if it's anywhere close to the 61.8. Can give you a good idea on more of like a long-term buy-in price. So I thought that was interesting. One other thing, market cap yesterday. If you guys don't know, you can go to coinmarketcap.com, click on that market cap at the top, and it'll show you the overall market cap. This is always interesting. It's a little delayed, so it's not always accurate. But what this can do is it can show you if money is flowing from like Bitcoin to altcoin or reverse, or it can show you if money is flowing in from outside crypto. The market cap is growing and prices are going up. That means there's new money coming in. If market cap is staying the same and prices are going, it just means that money is moving from one to another. And so, just looking at this, you can see that a lot of the market cap the last few days has been money going probably from Bitcoin to cash and from cash back to Bitcoin, not from Bitcoin over to Stratus or Ripple or whatever. So that's interesting. And this is always a good proxy to look at when you're trying to figure out when are altcoins going to go big or when they're not. Typically altcoins go big, and they will go bigger when Bitcoin stops being a high return vehicle, when it starts to flatten out, which I personally think is going to happen when the derivatives market hits. I think that that's going to dramatically lower the volatility in Bitcoin, and that money is going to flow over to altcoins. So we're going to have a big second surge of altcoins probably between September and October, because Bitcoin's just going to become less attractive as an investment. It's going to be harder to trade on. So all that money that wants the high returns is going to go over to the altcoins. On Twitter yesterday, Brian Anderson, founder of Coinbase, he retweeted this blog post, which I'll show you in a second, which it says weekly rebalancing of 1% allocation to Bitcoin markedly improved the return. And he tweeted, sounds like we need an auto rebalancing feature in Coinbase. Remember, this was like 3 or 4 weeks ago, Coinbase released a portfolio tracker widget inside Coinbase, and so that you can like see what you own, blah, blah, blah. And my hypothesis is that they're going to add in new coins for that, which I still believe. I think it's going to take a little while with the SEC and all that. But this really makes it clear to me that they're thinking about this as a, how do we make a rebalance? How do we allow people to buy a lot of stuff? But more importantly, how do we become the vanguard of crypto, the wealth front of crypto? Like the place where people can just put fiat currency into it, and you're buying into the Coinbase fund, or you're buying into some sort of allocation, or you can do it yourself, right? But I think that's really interesting because it appeals to everyday Joe who wants to get into crypto, which is right the next big thing. So Coinbase is thinking that way, right? And Coinbase is a very, very big deal in crypto and in the future of that. And so, what that means for you guys is that if Coinbase is thinking about that, they probably have done a lot of analysis that rebalancing is going to deliver really, really good returns. They wouldn't do this if people were going to lose money, right? I mean, they would do it, one, for marketing and for getting new people, but I think that's really interesting. And I think for all of you, which is kind of what I was talking about at the beginning, starting to look at your portfolio and asking yourself, am I really doing this the best? Am I doing this better than an algorithm could? Should I be rebalancing this? Do I own too much of something because I'm looking for it to go big? This is the article he retweeted. This guy, Adam Nash, go check him out. I don't know who he is. But this is the blog post. It's pretty technical. If you're interested in very kind of left brain economic financial analysis, it's really fascinating. What it says is that if you took your traditional portfolio of stocks, bonds, gold, whatever, and you took 1% of that and made 1% of that entire portfolio Bitcoin, the whole portfolio would increase by, I think, 2.9%, 2.2% return with no increase in volatility. Like, that's insane, right? 2.2 on top of a 7% return. I guess real returns, that's what, like 22% return. I mean, whatever the math is on that. But it's just unbelievable how powerful just adding a little bit of Bitcoin into a traditional portfolio can be. And I think that this is the sort of thing that's going to bridge the gap from real money into crypto. How do people, this is something that makes sense. It's not a full dive in. It's adding a few percentage points into your existing index fund, which, it is what it is. By the way, it was really interesting what people wrote in. Everybody who did write in, thank you for your thoughts on this. I was really fascinated that I expected people to say the question was, what would make you invest in a fund versus doing it yourself? And a majority of the answers were all awesome, by the way, but they weren't results driven. It was, I want to know how they do it. I want them to do it this way. I'd want this sort of allocation, whatever. And the promised return was kind of an afterthought in many ways. And that was really fascinating to me because personally, I would go to a fund and I would say, how much money can you make me? What are my guarantees that I'm going to make it? How much do you need, right? That's really all I care about when it comes to that sort of a deal. But I think that what it showed me, and what you guys this may hit home, is that we tend to invest in the things that we know, right? We invest in the things that we can trust, that we know, that we have an understanding of, especially if we're left-brained, right? If we make rational, logical decisions, which obviously I am, I'm sure many of you are as well. And if something appeals to us personally, if we get it, we'll put money in. And if we don't get it, we won't put money in, or whatever. And that inherently can be close you off from big opportunities. right? I mean, it's obviously, there's a lot more to that. But I would encourage everybody, when you think about what you're investing in, how you put your money into things, how you make your investment decisions, to try to step back and ask yourself, is this just appealing to who I am personally, or is this really going to help me hit the goals that I want, right? If you really want, let's say, to make 50% a year, but you find a fund that's got the most amazing promo video that speaks perfectly to you, and they talk about how they're going to use the most killer tech, and it's all built on sustainable servers and blah, 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 whatever. Are you getting pulled into the branding more than the 50% goal that you really want? I think that's super important as you're deciding on what you're buying, as you're deciding on when you're selling, things like that. Because I personally am starting to think that most people are better off not buying and selling as much as they are. I think myself maybe included, and that's part of the whole reason I did the tracking info thing yesterday, I showed you guys. I've spent a lot of time analyzing it, and while I am ahead, like if I had just bought Bitcoin and Ethereum early on, and I never touched it, right? So I bought, like for everyone, I bought a lot last fall. I bought a lot this January when it was really cheap, or Ethereum at least, and then Bitcoin I've been buying for years. If I just stopped and let that go and not worried about trading or getting better returns, would I be better off today doing that, or if I had done what I do now, which is buying some ICOs, buy low, sell high, do the scalp trading, things like that. Now, so far, I'm much better off by doing the trading, but I do this like all the time, right? This is my thing. And I'm not sure that everybody else has the time to be able to do that, or the experience in investing and things like that. So I think that this is just one of those, it's a bigger discussion where you always want to be auditing yourself and asking, is what I'm doing today really the best way to profit from this whole crypto thing? I don't know. I think along those lines, last thing I would say about it, a couple people from funds did reach out. Hopefully I'm going to we can talk. If you are starting a hedge fund or an investment fund in crypto, or you know somebody who is, send me an email, carter@coinmastery.com, and I'd love to chat with you. I would love to hear what you're doing, how you are going to beat the market, like how I could give you a lot of money, or how other people could give you a lot of money, or vice versa. Like, why is a hedge fund better than what I'm doing? I want people to prove me wrong. I want people to say what I'm doing is not nearly as good as what they can offer. And I just want to have that conversation so that I'm always making the best decisions possible. So if you are starting a fund, you know somebody starting a fund, send me an email, carter@coinmastery.com. I'd love to chat with you and see if we can really put some math behind this. I'm fascinated. I just want to make that happen. I want to make sure that I am crushing this opportunity, and I want to be able to share it with you guys, the audience. Last, this is a great newsletter. Go to inside.com/Bitcoin. I've been subscribed to this for a while. This is not endorsed, whatever. I think it comes out a couple times a week. I think they might have a paid service. I just do the free one, but you can go there. It's kind of like a curated, like best of articles, but I do like it. It's started by this guy, Jason, who I met once or twice. Jason Calacanis. He's a big VC guy in Silicon Valley. So go subscribe if you want. Have a little fun. You can go on Twitter and tag him @Jason and let him know that Coin Mastery gave him a shout out. Just because he's in San Francisco, give them some love. He's a good guy to help out. So that would be great if you want to do that. Other than that, I'm excited. I'm going to keep my eye on this SegWit thing. Tomorrow, I think I'll have more thoughts on how that's going to affect Bitcoin and the prices. Everybody's saying it's like all of a sudden Bitcoin's going to go way up. You know me, it's like every time I hear that, I'm thinking, why is everybody thinking it's going to go way up? How often does that really work out? So I'm not convinced either way, but tomorrow we'll talk a little bit more about that. If you haven't already, get on the podcast. The audio is often much easier to consume if you're commuting. Go to coinmastery.com/iTunes and send this to a friend. Send the video to a friend, post it on your Facebook page. Share this with somebody you know who'd be interested in this kind of daily walkthrough of crypto, who doesn't want all this shouting and the top 10 lists of coins that, you know, don't exist in 3 months. If you want some real material, post this on your Facebook page or your Twitter page and let people know about it. Grow this thing together. All right, guys. See you tomorrow. Peace out.